friends and family. My name remains Okezie Michael, your host on this program. In today's edition, we'll be discussing episode 2 of the subject, How to Avoid Losing Your Landed Properties. Among the list of landed titles we'll be discussing includes governor's consent and registered deed of assignment, irrevocable power of attorney, court judgment, and receipt. While our focus centers on activities happening around Lagos State, the same principles applies in the other 36 states of the Federation. Let's move into this section properly. How to avoid losing your landed properties, Episode 2. What is a governor's consent or registered deed of assignment? Simply put, it is the consent of the governor on your deed of assignment. What is a deed of assignment? A deed of assignment, as shown on the screen, is a legal document prepared by a lawyer and which records the details of a land transaction between the buyer and the seller of land. It could be said to be a legal process of registering a deed of assignment with the state government. In the process of such registration, the governor of the state is to consent to such transaction directly with his signature or through his appointee. What is an irrevocable power of attorney? An irrevocable power of attorney is not actually a land title. It originates from the attempt by land buyers and sellers to avoid the fundamental implication of the Land Use Act of 1978, which mandated that without first obtaining the consent of a governor of a state, a land seller cannot sell his land to a willing buyer. Knowing the hurdles involved in seeking the face of the lord of the land of a state, the governor, smart lawyers lays hold of this legal framework called irrevocable power of attorney. By this, the seller would irrevocably appoint the buyer as his or her attorney for all transactions relating to the land. The implication of this is that the seller, known as the appointer, cannot sell that piece of land without consulting the services of the buyer, the appointee. If this is the type of document you have for your property or land, you may proceed to acquire for yourself the governor's consent or the C of O. What is a court judgment? The judiciary, they say, is the last hope of the common man. Whatever title documents you possess on your property or land, if someone institutes a litigation against you to challenge your right to occupy that property or land, the judgment of a court on the title becomes the final title of the successful litigant. A Supreme Court judgment on the ownership of land is perhaps the most settled title to that land. It cannot be challenged. What is a land receipt? Sometimes, the only proof of right to occupy a land might be a receipt. A receipt is simply a document which acknowledges that payment has been made by the individual who receives the receipt. In traditional or customary land transactions, a receipt which may or may not be accompanied by a deed of assignment is taken as proof of ownership of land. Join us tomorrow when we discuss the do's and don'ts in buying a land or property in Nigeria.